everyone, and welcome to another Versus video. I'm Brad Nelson. I'm joined today by...
Brad Nelson.
I actually had to stop myself because I was about to say Todd Anderson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Todd Anderson was going through the brain, coming through the mouth.
I had to stop myself, but I didn't. But I said Brad Nelson.
So it's Brad Nelson versus Brad Nelson. Can we change that up here? Can this now be Brad Nelson, Brad Nelson? Can we? All right, cool. Perfect. Good job. Good job.
I wonder which Brad Nelson will make a mistake. Brad Nelson drinking an energy drink.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh wow. Well, we know which Brad Nelson drank the energy drink. I guess that leaves the mistake making to me.
Are you the somersault? Anyway, there's a Brad Nelson song actually.
Yeah.
And
we're just quoting lines from it right now.
Yes.
So about this deck.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the deck. Today we're going to be playing a sweet Jund deck that I found on Moto. And I forgot to write down the Moto username, but you took second place in a daily a couple weeks back, and I know who you are. Not really. But your deck is awesome. This guy ended up top 8ing a daily and then taking second in a daily, or not daily, premier events, excuse me.
Right.
And in Modern, I think that's pretty good on Moto.
Yeah.
And this is a very unique version of Jund. For one, it has Huntmaster of the Fells and a Falcon Wrath of Aristocrat. So when I saw the Falcon Wrath, I'm like, that's gimmicky. And then I saw he did well twice. I'm like, all right, well, I'm in. I'm playing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm not going to play a deck with Falcon Wrath Aristocrat. And that won't be that great in this specific matchup, but the Huntmasters will. And so the idea about this deck is it's much like the other decks that are playing Lingering Souls, where you are at a disadvantage because they do have Lingering Souls. But everything else just is better. You have Lightning Bolts as just more efficient removal than the other green-black decks. You get access to Terminate, which is a functionally better version of Abrupt Decay in the sense that you can kill manlands, whereas most green-black decks just don't have access to kill either of these manlands.
Right.
But this deck has Lightning Bolts and Terminates. And then you're just like the other green-black decks. You just have these 2-drop creatures, and then your hand disruption spells. The deck is extremely generic, and the lines of play are just disrupt, 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 gain advantage somewhere. Have really powerful top decks in both Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze. Late game, also just decent early game. Fetch land into Thoughtseize, and then turn 2 Tarmogoyf can just be as big as a 4/5.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, and so that's if you take
an non-land,
an Arcbound Ravager.
Ooh. What if you take a Bitter Blossom?
If you take a Bitter Blossom, that also counts because tribal. It does. I do believe it says tribal on here. Yes,
it does.
Because fun fact about Tarmogoyf for all of you newbies, and by newbie I mean anyone that has played Magic in the last or started in the last 6 years.
Yep.
When Tarmogoyf came out, it was future shifted.
Yeah.
And
tribal cards had not yet been printed.
yes, and the card said all different types, and it specifically talked about all the different types of card, and then it said end tribal, and all of us were like,
it also said Planeswalker, and they had not been printed yet.
oh yeah,
either.
Planeswalkers. Yeah, it said Planeswalkers and tribal. It said 2 different types of Magic cards that have not yet been printed.
Yeah.
And because it was time shifted, we didn't know if it was going to happen way along. They just brought it out right away.
Yeah.
both came out in the next set.
Yeah.
But it would have been sweet if they. I would have loved if Tarmogoyf did just say some kind of card that is yet to be printed.
That would be insane. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're just 6, 7 years later, just still a card that hasn't been printed. But that is a fun fact that that just makes me think that we should be doing Evan's. What are they called? What is the video series called?
The history thing.
Yeah. What's it called?
I can't think of it.
Forgotten Lore.
Forgotten Lore.
We should definitely be doing Forgotten Lore.
Yeah.
Not Evan. We know what's up.
Well, at least we should be doing Forgotten Lorewyn because
Forgotten Lore.
That's the set that these came out in. So
that was a good one.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll get to the sideboard now, and then we'll start battling. All right. So in the sideboard, it's a very unique sideboard too. I actually have not seen a lot of green, black, or Jund decks just sideboarding a ton of Tectonic Edges.
Well, usually the green-black deck's main deck 4.
Yes, and I guess this deck, because it is 3 colors and it has a bunch of like manlands, sure. But it's just going to be Tectonic Edging in the matchups that you really wanted. Tron decks, control decks.
Scape Shift's a big one.
Scape Shift's a large one, yes, and that's when you're going to be bringing in your Molten Rains as well. Now, these are for Affinity, these are for small creatures. This is for BBD, just only BBD.
Yeah, it actually is.
It wasn't actually in his deck. I just put it here just for funsies.
Right.
It was in his deck.
Yeah.
And then, against the other control decks. And these are the suspect ones. One, Unravel the Aether seems really unique to me. What is this trying to stop? Because, like, when is this better than the 4th Abrupt Decay? This is the most unique card in the sideboard.
Yeah, I don't actually know. My guess is the card Wormcoil Engine.
That's true. Actually, yeah. Okay, that's fair. This is an anti-Wormcoil Engine card.
People used to play Deglammer for Wormcoil back in Old Jund.
And this one Courser Crewfix is the weirdest card I've ever seen. Just one Courser.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it comes in matchups where they're highly disruptive.
And I think there's so I have some similarly like weirdish sideboard cards like that too, where it's just like one-ofs to fix the numbers in certain matchups.
That's fair. This might come into multiple different matchups as just the middle. And when I'm building a deck too, I tend to do that. When it comes to versus videos, that's not something that's on my mind because
Not at all, yeah.
yeah, because we're just playing fun decks we like.
Yeah.
But yeah, one courser on the sideboard. That's pretty cool technology. I would have loved to see like an article from this guy, just from some of the numbers. Like,
Right.
normally when I see a modern deck and I see a random card, I'm like, whatever. But like a Falconwrath is kind of unique.
Yeah, Falconwrath's really unique, and even like you said, some of these sideboard choices like Unravel, Courser, Spark Mage, like they all make sense in certain situations, but
Yeah.
it's like what led you to arrive at actually playing these cards.
Yes, they're very unique. But anyway, that is Jund Midrange for Modern, a deck that we have seen for many years now.
Indeed. In every
and-
format.
Yep, and now we'll get to BBD's sweet black-white pack rat deck in Modern.
Hopefully we'll force Brad to pack it in.
Let it begin. I something came to sin.
Yeah.
I don't know the song.
Jump around.